Hey guys, Zach here, back again to talk to you about something different, as well as introduce a second format to my series of videos, real life videos. My other series is going to be Zach Talks. You saw it with Best Games of 2013. It's going to be a more defined series. Nah, that's not the right wording. It's going to be a series where I'm pretty sure of what I'm talking about. Like, I'm, going to pick Best Games of 2013, going to talk about it, going to discuss it. Now, this is my second series, real life talking series, Seems Legit. It's going to be more of a rant style. I know I can rant about stuff, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's what this one's going to be. It's going to be more of a rant style video, or spot for me to rant about stuff. And the first one I thought that would be appropriate is the automotive industry and technology. It's those things hand in hand. In the last 10 years, I don't think the automotive industry has progressed with the technology industry in a lot of ways. The cars still seem to be stuck 5+ years back. And, it doesn't show any sign. I mean, it shows signs of right now, pushing forward, but it's taken a lot of time, and it seems like it's taken a lot of people wanting certain features and then finally getting integrated. The reason I say that is a couple weeks back, I was looking at Tesla cars. I can't afford them. There's no way I can afford a Tesla, and the one I was looking at was the S. But I was looking at them because of how future thinking they are with integration of technology and the difference between them and the big automakers. Now, there are electric vehicles, so they are already thinking in a different way. They're not thinking with gasoline. They're not using gasoline. So they're doing something differently already. That being said, they're also going, well, we integrated this. We integrated, power via batteries. We should be as technologically advanced as regular computers. And they did that. They went and took how computers work, well, to an extent, how computers work, and integrated that into a vehicle. Now, a good example of the opposite of this is I was in a Malibu a month or two back, and it had this feature, a safety feature, that it would put on, you would be on, if you were on an incline, you would depress the brakes, you maybe shifted into reverse, like you had to go back up. Well, the safety feature was, don't let the car go after the person has released the brakes. It shouldn't be like that. But anyways, you let go of the brakes, and then you had to give it enough gas to get it out of that automatic braking system, which was 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs of gas, and then you're flying the direction that you wanted to go. You're flying in that way. Not smart. The problem is with this also is you can't just go into a menu and disable it. It's not like, oh, well, I really don't like that functionality. They always have to park on hills, or, I'm in a hilly area and I trust myself more than I do the car still, regardless of if it has the safety feature or not. Well, guess what? You're out of luck. You're going to your dealership and you're getting it disabled. And you're probably going to pay for that. And you're probably also going to get, or the runaround. Oh, well, you shouldn't disable. This is a safety feature that we developed that's really good for you and all this stuff. No, don't give me that spiel. The fact of the matter is, too, that the opposite, if Tesla had that functionality built in, it would be disableable. Disableable? That's a word. Let's go with it. You would be able to disable it on the, maybe not on the fly, but you might have like a couple different, oh, well, you shouldn't disable this. This is a safety feature we designed. Maybe like a agreement, a warning and an agreement to that. But that being said, we're starting to sacrifice the driving experience. We have been for a while. We're sacrificing driving experience for safety features. one good way, or one way that we did change that is somewhat for the better, even though I prefer the old method, is manual gearbox to, or standard gearbox to automatic gearbox. The reason I say I prefer the manual is because I prefer the old. I prefer manual. I prefer driving with a stick. I know that it's becoming, one of the things too is becoming less and less known by the youth, and it's something that I think everybody should know how to drive. You also don't appreciate truckers out on the road when you drive it manual. You don't appreciate the fact that when they're stuck in traffic, they hate stop and go as much as you do, but they hate it a little bit. They hate it a lot more because they have a manual gearbox and they're shifting at neutral. They're shifting into gear. They're slowly going. They have to deal with it way more than you do if you're in an automatic gearbox. If you're in a manual, you kind of understand their pain when you're in traffic. You can't select a gear that fits for you, and you're going over or you're under. It's you have to maintain a certain speed. So but the way that it technically is better is automatic gearboxes. Technically, in the last 5+ years, have gotten to the point where they are way more efficient than a human being, as well as they know when to shift up and shift down for gas efficiency. But they're also a lot faster. They're a lot faster than human beings. A good example of that was, I think it's the GTR. The Nissan GTR has flappy paddles, and you hit it up, and it shifts way faster than you could with a stick. Because the stick, you would actually have to take the time to switch to the gears. There's something to do with the GTR's clutch system that it engages another gear, switches it out or whatever. It's like a handover gearbox, and it's stupid. It's there. You're already in the next gear before you know it, kind of in the blink of an eye. So that's one way we have gone better. But a lot of the technology side of it, the computers in these cars, some of the computers are actually smart. It's just the way they integrate with humans is stupid and doesn't work, or is backwards or old. Just old. That's what it comes down to too. I'm going to be showing you some video of the Tesla S and how the systems work, and they just make sense. They look like they're made for humans. Well, I want to change the ride. So one of the features of the Tesla S is it can be a little bit more rough riding. If you want to, be more for handling, or it can be a little bit more smooth if you're just going to be on the highway with your family. And that's something you can change or set it to do it automatically. So if you get a little bit more aggressive with the car, it's going to lock, it's going to tighten up. Or if you're just cruising around, it's going to be loose. That's awesome. That's where we need to be with our vehicles. If we're making them technologically advanced, they need to be technologically advanced and integrate with human beings. They don't need to be removed from us. That is my opinion. They've been long removed from us. Now, that being said, I don't want to get to the point where we have Windows operating systems in the dash, because I know how inefficient Windows is. They need to be, created so that humans can easily use them, and they are still right for a car setting. That's one thing. Don't make things too complicated, because then we are as unsafe as using our cell phones in the car. And that's another thing too. Cars in the last 5-10 years have had such a difficulty integrating with cell phone technology that it just blows my mind. That we're making it as difficult as it is to do something on your phone while in the car, looking at the actual phone and doing the steps in your car as well, answering a phone call or calling somebody. Considering how good I am definitely more of an Android guy. Considering how good Google Now is on Android phones, these cars should be able to access that easily. You should be able to hit a button and just Bluetooth right to the Android phone and ask that Android phone a question, or ask it to do something for you, because Google Now essentially does that. Google Now, I can tell, okay, Google, text somebody and give them an entire message, and it will do that, because the phone is made for the future. The car is not. That's one thing too, though, that excites me about Tesla is they said we're going to do over-the-air upgrades. It's going to be like Android. That could be broken. You know, that could be, hey, well, we're going to do over-the-air updates, and they promise that, and they don't. So it could be an issue. You know, a good example of also to us going towards that technology era is the new Volvo trucks. You can monitor them from anywhere you're at and see if they need anything or if they need to get serviced or anything. That's super cool to me. The fact that we're getting to that point where, oh, well, this truck needs to be serviced. Or, you know, this truck, its oil level is at this. We should get it in, or its tire pressure is at this. That, in my opinion, is where we need to be. We need to use this technology to our advantage, not disable things that have already existed in cars or not diminish the driving experience. We should enhance the driving experience. We should make it better for ourselves, not take away from it. And in some ways, people are going to go, well, one of those things that you don't take away from the driving experience is a gasoline engine. And yes, that is one thing that I would say would be very difficult for me early on with an electric car is not hearing it. But one thing I'm pretty sure that's trying to be passed in legal legislation, if not already, is these cars are going to be required to make noise. So I have a feeling we're going to get some electric cars that do sound like engine, or sound like they have motors in them, well, gasoline-based motors, because they need to make sound. And I know that's going to be weird, but it could add for a modding scene. Well, or it could add for a programmable thing in my Tesla, and I programmed it to sound like a diesel truck. It could also be an annoying scene too. But yeah, I just think we have progressed so much in technology that we should be, we should have the same amount of technology in our vehicles. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And sometimes I understand it is money. It's still based on the market. It's based on what people can afford as well as what these companies can afford to produce. The fact of the matter is there's a lot of these systems that already exist in one way or another. It's just these companies either don't want to spend the money on them or they want to build their own in-house, and in all honesty, they don't do a great job at it. But I am looking forward to the future of, companies like Tesla that are pushing the limits of what they can do technologically with a vehicle. I think that's good. It will make the market, or it will bring a little bit of attention to that market and hopefully make that market progress a little faster. I know that that's a good example with how the US automakers worked. They fell behind because all the other countries and all the other companies were doing stuff better. I want to say better because I can't, they were innovating on what we're very much so in America. We are great inventors. We tend not to fully flesh out an idea or innovate on that idea, and we allow other countries to do so, or we allow other companies to do so. And that's what happened with the automotive industry. They fell behind. And then in the last 5 years, they went, well, we need to go back to the drawing board and we need to do stuff right again. We need to be innovators in our field, and we need to give the features that people want. And that's exactly what they need to do. They need to learn from Tesla, and they need to go, well, you know what? People want people that are technology focused want a computer system that makes sense and that allows them to change their car or to adjust features in their car, or turn on or off certain features as well that they don't have to go to a dealership for. I know a dealership needs to make money, but it doesn't need to be a complete inconvenience. Definitely for a safety feature that doesn't really make sense. A good example, or not a good example, but one would be auto braking. Fine, leave. You don't need to disable that. That's great. Auto braking is good for at least the person that has auto braking that's about to rear end somebody. Auto braking is good. Not for the person behind them though, because they will probably run into them because they won't be fast enough to react. But all these cars, we need to get on the same page, and we need to look to a better future in the automotive space. Like I said, I am. I'm kind of annoyed with how the auto industry is and how it's slow to adapt. But at the same time, I think we could break through in these next 5 years and get some cars that are really technologically advanced, as well as to the point where they, like I said, they integrate well with human beings. They're not these systems that seem like they were developed by aliens and you don't know how to operate them, and they are just completely illogical. Hopefully we'll get to that point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as well as my Zach Talks. I plan on doing more. Seems legit. It's an amazing name. I plan on doing more of those, as well as my Zach Talks. If you have any ideas for Zach Talks or Seems Legit iterations, you can, follow me on Facebook. Tell me what one of your ideas is. Also, follow me on Twitter. Again, same place. I check my Twitter a little bit more than the Facebook page. But yeah, just give me your ideas. I am open to talk about anything. I am a little bit more passionate about the stuff that I am interested in. There's no doubt about that. As you could tell by me just talking about the auto and tech space, is that when I get a little, what I'm interested in, I can talk about it for a while. As well as Zach Talks, that's going to be my more grounded series where it's not me complaining as much, it's more of me just discussing. So yeah, that's going to be it for this time, guys. I hope you guys had a happy holiday, and you're probably continuing. If you have school or work, you're probably still off. So enjoy that time off with your family, and I will see you guys next time.